here to produce this beat for me, but he type flaked on me, I ain't gonna lie. But you know I have found it, you see? It ain't no reason for you not to achieve, homie, let's get it. Yeah, look, listen, I said...
Good morning, what is up, YouTube, man? We are back, and I'm actually in Nashville, man. I just moved out here not too long ago, and a lot has happened. It's been about a month and a half I've been in Nashville now. And yeah, man, a lot has happened. As you guys know, I was dealing with a bunch of stuff back in DC. And yeah, I will get into that, man. I will get into that. It's kind of been a challenging road for me, but I'm very blessed and fortunate, and yeah, we will get into that. Right now, man, I'm eating some oats, some eggs, and some blueberries. And the oats that I have, I started eating these, man. These Kodiak oats, the blueberry, bro. This shit's fire. And it has 12 grams of protein in it. So if you use 2 packets, you're getting 24 grams of protein. So why not? Normally I would have a protein shake in the morning, but the oats have protein in it. So with the eggs. So yeah. Anyways, I will be getting into everything that happened today. So let's get into it. But before we dig into all that, we are going to hit the gym, bang out some chest, shoulders, and some delts. And Nashville is absolutely beautiful. I didn't think I'd like it this much, but I actually love it. I like living here better than I did DC. It's also an hour behind East Coast, so I was saying on my Instagram story, I feel like I always get 8 hours of sleep, even if I get 6 hours or something. I think this is one of the best time zones, man. Just like an hour behind, not 2, not 3 hours behind the East Coast, but an hour behind the East Coast is pretty legit. Anyways, man, let me hop in this Uber and hit the gym, and I'll show you guys my new gym and everything too. We made it, so I'm in here actually hitting chest, shoulders, and delts, like I said. And this is the new gym that I'm going to. It's called Quantum. And it's pretty big, man. Then there's another upstairs part with all the cardio. This is a pretty big gym out in Nashville. I like it a lot. Been networking, making some good connections here. But other than that, I'll be getting to the bag up in here. Let's get it, baby. We're back from the gym. Look at Logan. Little Logan got an attitude because she wants some damn treats. Oh, now you want to fight?
Want to fight, yo? What's up? Nah, get off me, son. Get off me, son. Get off me, son. Get off. Ah! Punk.
Ooh, yes, sir. So let's get into it, man. Just got back from a workout and I'm exhausted, man. I got the day off. So yeah, man, a lot has happened the past few months here. Um, I don't like making excuses, but it does tie into why it was a lot harder for me to just consistently, get YouTube content going on. Um, Really, where I left off, you guys know, some of you know, I was facing like eviction and things in DC, man. I ended up losing two jobs within the same year, and it just really messed me up financially. Fortunately, I was able to really depend on some friends, man. One of my best friends helped me out. Nick Jablonski, if you watch this, man, I appreciate you, brother. Helped me out for a little bit, but one of the things is I was really struggling finding like, another job in tech, making what I'm used to making, right? And what I mean by that is like making enough to pay rent in DC and support myself. I was pretty well off, doing well up until the pandemic. Got back on my feet for a little bit, and then there was another round of layoffs in tech, and I just said, I can't do this. And really, it just put me in a rough situation, man. I faced eviction. There was days where, I didn't even have anything to eat. There was days where I had $10 to my name, and, I couldn't keep depending on people and asking people for help. And, I'm the type of person that's, pretty much always been solid, or at least I'll put myself in a situation where I am solid. I don't, I'm not going to depend on people too much. And I would say that's a pro and a con to a certain extent. So I was really struggling finding another opportunity. It just wasn't easy. I was interviewing, I was getting turned down from multiple tech companies, and to be honest, like tech sales, I was in IT sales. It wasn't even what I really wanted to do. I was just really doing it to obviously provide for myself and make enough income where I didn't necessarily have to worry about struggling, right? It's not that I was rich, but I was well off. If I wanted something, I can get it. That's pretty much it. And things really got dark for me in DC, man. It was starting to get closer to the eviction, and I just didn't have money for rent. I'm actually still facing eviction back in DC. I am in talks with an attorney there, and things just got really fucking dark for me really fast. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know who to turn to. Hey, I need help with rent. Like, you know what I mean? Like, shit like that just isn't me. I feel like I should have made better decisions when it came to picking a job and things like that, where I wouldn't be laid off. But to be honest, a layoff is always out of your control. And fortunately, some people in my situation, they have people they can depend on, whether it's parents, whether it's peers, whether it's, certain resources where, they get the help they need during that situation. I just really had no help like that, bro. And that is a very scary situation to be in, where something happens out of your control, and you can't necessarily help yourself too much, and you also don't know who to ask or where to turn for help. Really got dark. I almost ended up on the streets. And fortunately, I have a business friend for State and Liberty, actually, the brand that, I market online. Some of you guys know. The CEO, he's a business friend, and I had reached out to him, asked him if he needed any help. And it was funny, he said, hey, I need to build a store out in Nashville. We're building a store, and we're going to be opening it. So I came, helped him build the store out. And while I was building the store out, he had asked me, hey, would you mind like moving out there and, being the sales lead and doing the marketing online, and, just helping get the store and get some sales in there. I said, why not? And I just took a leap of faith, took a jump. Right now I'm set up in an Airbnb. I don't even have an apartment out here, and I've been out here for about a month and a half. Just really crushing it as a sales lead in store. Shit, we freaking over exceeded the monthly goal. We got to like 130,000 for the month, and we're planning on being like $1 million store for the year. So that's exciting. And I really love the job, man. I love being in that environment, selling the clothes and, networking. Like I've been networking with a lot of people there. Um, and then just here in general, Nashville's awesome. Everybody's either in entertainment, you know, music, or they're doing something, man. I've met some influencers. A guy walked into my store the other day, asked me if I modeled. Hey, was a director of a modeling company. And, the opportunities that I was looking for always, especially in DC, I'm actually finding here. So when one door closes, another door always opens. But, I'm still going through that process of, struggling and getting on my feet. And I can say I'm definitely getting on my feet. The finances are a lot better. But we'll see what happens with the situation in DC. So that's really, what took me out of the game for a while. I still continue to post content on Instagram and everything, and, just did the best I can to take care of myself, keep up with my physique. There's no excuses just because of what I'm going through. I'm not going to give up what I got going on or give up on my dreams, but it's okay to take a little step back and kind of figure things out. I had some maturing to do on my end, and, I was meant to go through that, honestly. I'm no better than anybody else, and a lot of people see my physique, see my followers on, Instagram and TikTok, and say, hey, you should be a millionaire, you should be doing this. Like, I'm a normal person, man. It doesn't, that type of success doesn't happen overnight. It's a very competitive field when it comes to influencing and creating or whatever. And I don't think the stigma's that great right now. Once you mention influencer to somebody, it's just a negative stigma now, especially when it comes to fitness. A lot has changed. Um, Still no excuse, man. Did the best I can, and I still am. So things are working out here in Nashville. I'm planning on staying here long term. I'm obviously not going back to DC. It's winter here, and I think things are definitely going to pick up for me in the summer with some opportunities on the entertainment, modeling side, maybe some acting and things like that. As far as bodybuilding, man, I love to bodybuild. I love the sport. But I can tell you right now, I fucking hate the industry. I hate it. It's a favoritism industry. I think a lot of these dudes are just blown up on steroids. I think they were insecure little boys who, got into bodybuilding and were like, I'm not big enough. I need to take steroids. Like, you know what I mean? I don't think an 8-second stage presence or a trophy is worth the risk of my longevity, my long-term health, you know? So that's number one. That's always been a factor. I've always wanted to stay natural and, influence in the way that, I'm a natural bodybuilder. I don't give a fuck about followers. It doesn't really matter, but I do have more of an influence than some of the Olympians, man. They don't even have as much followers as me. They're not, they're spending money on food, steroids, and their shows, and, don't even have sponsorships like that. You know what I mean? So it's a passion, but when you enter the world, that dark world, what I mean by that is taking steroids and stuff, you're locked in, man. You're never going to be the same. Your body's never going to be the same. It's never going to react the same, and I really thought about that, and I was just like, it's just not worth it. I want to be healthy, live my life, and I don't want to be spending money on steroids, risking my damn health. I don't know one doctor that said, hey, you should take steroids. When I went to the hospital, man, they were like, yeah, every bodybuilder that comes in here, their blood work is terrible. When they get older, they're going to have issues. I don't want that. You know what I mean? I've had coaches that were on steroids, still on steroids. You're not even competing. You're not fucking bodybuilders. So why are you taking steroids? Because it's a dark addiction. So the world of influencing and fitness has, kind of influenced these young kids in a way where they don't think they could achieve anything natural. And, you see a lot of young people taking fucking steroids. And who do they blow up? The young kids on freaking steroids. So now, that is what a lot of kids are looking up to. And they think when they turn 18, 19, 20, they need to take steroids to feel big and feel better about themselves. That's all it is. You're taking steroids to feel better about yourself. Period. Me, I don't give a damn. I don't care. You know what I mean? I don't care about being an Olympian. I don't care about none of that. Because the only thing is, they show you the highlights on the screen. If you're not freaking Chris Bumstead, you know what I mean? If you're not one of the top guys making millions, then honestly, it's not worth it in my opinion. I think the game is rigged. I think they do a lot of politics. I just don't fucking like the industry. And I'm not willing to risk my health. I don't care about my genetics, how dominant they are. I'm not willing to risk my health, invest all this money, invest all this time to be played with in an industry that doesn't give a fuck about you. If you drop dead, there's people dying from taking this stuff. And what do? They ignore it and make excuses. Oh, he had this issue. Oh, it was this issue. Oh, it was this issue. No, steroids played a factor into this person's death, you dumbasses. So that's number one. Number two, I struggled with coaching. Man. These coaches didn't take me seriously because I wasn't on steroids, you know. My last coach, I really don't have anything bad to say about the guy, but we had a fallout. I just felt like, let me make something clear, okay? As I'm going through this transition and what happened to me financially, I was not able to really pay my last coach, you know? And I told him, I was just like, listen, man, I'm not going to be able to pay you. You know what I mean? I think you deserve to get paid. I told him multiple times. And he was like, it's all right, man. I got you, blah, blah, blah. Cool. But the thing was, is like, he didn't take me seriously. You know what I mean? There were days where I would just reach out to just have a conversation with him, you know, hey, how you doing? Or, you know, kind of just needed somebody to talk to, man. Like I was going through it. And he just wouldn't even fucking respond. You know what I mean? He get back to me like, you know, a day, 2 days later, you know what I mean? All that extra stuff. And I'm just like, bro, like I speak to some high-end people. They even respond to me. You know what I mean? Whether it's an hour or something later, you just don't give a fuck about Jamar Smith. You don't care if I win in bodybuilding. You don't care about nothing, you know? And I think his interest really dropped because he coaches a lot of influencers. He coached, you know, and they're younger than me, man. And I think he just wanted to focus on those guys, which is okay, but here I am sitting here with dominant genetics, you know, and you're not really focused on me, man. Like, you don't give a fuck at all, you know? And there was just times where I would hit him up, try to talk to him, you know, just try to be a friend too, man. And he would just ignore me, treat me like I was nothing, you know what I mean? And I just couldn't respect that anymore, man. Like, I felt like I deserved better for myself, and if it's not from him, I'll create it myself. I was like, I don't need bodybuilding to succeed. You know what I mean? I don't need bodybuilding to level up. You know, I'm passionate about the sport. I'm passionate about bodybuilding. That is it. That is it. You know, he would recommend that I take steroids and stuff. You know, obviously, in his eyes, like the best interest for me, or maybe he wanted the best outcome for me when it comes to bodybuilding. So of course he's going to recommend steroids, but I didn't want to take them. So if I don't want to take them, I knew like he wasn't really taking me serious like that. And he had some other athletes that he would just prioritize over me. You know, and one thing about it is a coach and an athlete, there are boundaries there. I completely understand that. But if I was in his shoes and I had a Jamar Smith, get the fuck out of here, dude. Like, I would be going so hard for Jamar. Shit, I'd pay for him to do a show. You know what I mean? Like, simple shit like that, you know. But I'm not entitled to anybody's help. I'm not entitled to anything, you know. But moral of the story is, the people that really want you to win will help you win. And I've been a student athlete, I've been an athlete, I've been a high school athlete, I've been around people that show me that they want to help Jamar win. And it's not just about me. It's not, man. I respect everybody. It's not just about me. Like, what can you do for me? It's not about that at all. But in my heart, in my soul, I just knew, like, he did not give a fuck like that. He did not give a fuck. And there was nothing that he could say to change my perspective on that. So as far as bodybuilding, I'm kind of at this standstill right now where I don't know if I want to continue bodybuilding. You know, what the fuck is the point? You see what I'm saying? Maybe I'll get on stage one day, but, you know, I don't know, man. So that's really been kind of a back and forth thing for me. And, you know, I'm kind of moving on from all that, man. Of course, I'm going to still be in fitness, still stay shredded, and still bodybuild. But, you know, as far as hopping on stage, dealing with a coach who doesn't really give a fuck about you, I was just like, bro, it is not that serious. I'm all set. Go focus on your kids, you know what I mean? I said, I wish you gave me the same attention that you give them, you know? And it's not like I'm bitching or anything, you know? I just know who I am, and if I was like a coach, especially when it comes to bodybuilding, somebody competing, I'd treat them a little bit differently. I would talk to them, I'd be their friend. And there's boundaries there, man. I get it. But, if I had like an athlete like myself, somebody with potential, genetics, they got a big following, I would do my best to help them out. And the thing is, you're coaching other guys that have fucking millions of followers, man. You ain't even try to network, have me network with them. None of that, you know what I mean? So I just didn't think he wanted the best for me, and I don't think he'd give a fuck, And honestly, I got to create the best opportunities for myself. I don't depend on anybody. But I was really excited to work with this coach, man. I was really fucking excited. And, yeah, I just felt like he didn't give a fuck. Period. And I told him, you just don't care. You know what I mean? I've tried to communicate with you. I just felt ghosted, and it's disheartening, man. Like, it's disheartening, so that's that. So yeah, I just wanted to touch base. That's where I'm at right now, guys. Still been challenging on my end. I'm doing the best I can, and I've always wanted to take off with like YouTube, and I've been doing really well, as far as content and stuff like that. Obviously, I have a sponsorship with Advanced Molecule Labs, the supplement company I've been using for 4 years. So that's been going well, and I also have working for State and Liberty, but I'm also still like an online influencer for them, so that goes well. And I want to branch more into that stuff, modeling, acting, and something else, man, just something different. It's time to change it up. But I'll still be all about fitness. I'll still be shredded, and you can drop in the comments what more you want to see in certain episodes and everything. But this is the real version of me, man. I'm always going to keep it authentic on here. Tell you guys what I'm going through. I'm really no better than anybody else, going through life, learning about myself, growing as an individual. And, life is full of ups and downs, man. I wouldn't have it any other way. But one thing about me is like, I'm not going to give up. I cut a lot of people off, man. There's no reason to be talking to people. You know what I mean? They're trying to figure me out. Hey, what's going on? Like, are you, like, fuck out of here. Like, I'm at an age where I see people for who they are, you know what I mean? And what I mean by that is like, people don't change much, man. People don't change much. And once you really get to know somebody and you know who they are, you know what they're trying to use your time for. And a lot of people just want to know how you're doing and this and that so they can compare their life. Sorry, I got a text. So they can compare their life to yours. So I'm just like, cut it out. I'm in a space where I just want to really focus, keep grinding, dig myself out of a hole, and get to a level, with something where, I can solidify myself. That's it. So this went on for about 18 minutes. I apologize, but I'm going to end this here. Drop in the comments what you want to see going forward. I'm definitely going to try to get a YouTube out twice a week. It's not as easy, and just do a day in the life. I'll even show you guys, where I work at State and Liberty and stuff like that. So that's what's been going on. Sorry I've been so freaking delayed and sorry, not delayed, but sorry I've been gone for a while, but hoping to get back on things. And yeah, another thing is just like the algorithms, man. It's just like sometimes I feel like I'm just dropping YouTube videos and nobody sees it. Somebody had reached out to me and said, hey man, I really miss your YouTubes, certain struggles and things you were talking about in life I can relate to. So yeah, that's something that kept me going. I made this channel really to inspire someone, you know what I mean? So why not keep going, right? So peace, love, and power. It's been 19 minutes. I've just been yapping. Some of you guys probably listened. Some of you guys probably moved on. But I appreciate those that tapped in. Let's get it, baby.